There's Josh.
Hello.
Say hello.
Hi,
How are you doing, Eli?
How are you doing, Eli?
how you doing?
Well, I'm doing great.
How are you doing? No, how are you, Eli? How are you doing? Are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome.
Now who are we missing?
That's Steve.
Oh, I don't know. We have to look. Oh,
Oh,
here
let
him
me go.
comes. Josh is gonna go get him. Oh, he got him. He got him. Oh man. Oh goodness.
My goodness.
Well, we've got everybody here, Josh. You've got the reins of this one, so take it off.
Okay, welcome everyone to season 2, episode 16 of Hexproof from Ward. In today's episode, we'll just kind of catch up with each other from last week, see how everyone's doing, uh, discuss the Indie Comic Con. Some of us made it over that direction, so see how everyone's experience was with that. Then I have a little important seasonal disclaimer prior to our build, and then do a deep dive into some men's mental health awareness month after the deck build, and that's what I have on the docket. So, speaking of which, just diving into that intro, how's everyone been? Anything new happening in your lives?
Been pretty good over here, just kind of hanging out. We took today to kind of rest a little bit. We were going to go to the library and stuff, but we didn't. So we're going to do that tomorrow, right?
What?
Right.
Nice. Knowledge is power. To the library.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Does Eli have a favorite book?
No, he likes to go to the library in Noblesville and play in the little kids area. So he makes new friends and plays in the area. And then it's the same one that we went to the little rave at, uh, where he had fun and did that. So it's more of an activities thing and getting to meet new people and make some friends and stuff. So he's got a ton of books at home. And then sometimes he'll grab some over there, but mostly it's just going there to hang out with people and make friends.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Then, uh, Keith, anything new in your world?
Brr. Nope. I'm still waiting on a couple shipments from Manipool so I can build some decks. Other than that, I'm just like trying to walk or bike or do something every day.
Yeah,
Yep.
it seems like every time we check in, you're throwing down something on the grill. So, do you have any new recipes or anything planned?
uh Not recently, but usually yeah, I'm, like pretty much every weekend at my brother's house, just chilling over there doing something.
Didn't you make a new friend on your
Cool.
hike?
A tick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was seriously like freaking out in my car. I was swerving like trying to get this thing off my leg and then I lost it. And then the next time I got in my car, luckily it was like crawling on my windshield. So I got it.
Got her. Got
And
her.
I don't think I was bit or anything. Thank God. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's still freaky
found the
though
tick.
to have something that invasive just all up in
Yeah,
your grill.
they're so gross. I'm so scared of ticks.
And
Not to
then,
mention all the like crazy stuff going on. Everyone's like, oh, they have those like allergies you can get when you get bit by a tick or whatever.
Where you
So
don't
yeah,
eat, where you can't eat meat anymore.
the
yeah,
G something,
Mm-hmm. G unit.
like
yeah, I
yeah,
don't
the
know what
G
it's
unit
called, but
disease.
that's crazy.
Yeah, G unit. Sam, how's your stuff going for the new job? You're
Oh,
muted.
he's on mute.
You're muted, bro.
Oh, it's going good. Learning new stuff every day.
Nice. like how to drive and
Ding,
stuff.
ding, ding, ding,
No, trying
ding.
to get the right consistency, what they call slump right.
Mm,
Mhm.
yeah, you got to know how to slump. We get called on wheel slumpers all the time, but I think your slump's a little different.
Uh, I
Yep.
think us, speaking of slump, just learn how to recognize symptoms of stroke.
Yes, exactly. Did you know that actually, speaking of that, did you know that there's new new testing instead of just being like face, arm, speech, and time? There's more to it now, Josh.
Um,
Oh no.
Here, educate the class.
I have to look it up. Hold on.
Oh, okay. I thought you had it like on the ready. Also, if you're like looking that up, I can educate the class on the tick not eating red meat disease. That is alpha gal syndrome. Like
Okay, yeah.
you can think like you can remember it like you go girl, but not to go eat red meat. Alpha gal syndrome.
Yeah. So now we're going under B fast. So instead of just face, arm, speech, and time, the B in B fast is balance loss. The E is eye, so vision changes, things like that. So the F is facial droop. A is arm weakness. S is speech difficulty, so like slurring of speech, that kind of thing. And then the T is like time. So once you see, notice signs of stroke and everything, the quicker you can call 911 and get somebody the help that they need, the better. Um, my mom actually works for a hospital and does like scheduling of patients and things. And she noticed somebody that she was speaking to was having slurred speech and everything over the phone. And she like got somebody over to that person's house and they were having a stroke.
Oh,
So that was kind of
jeez.
pretty cool. But yeah, there's some new things and there's actually um a camera thing that they're working on where you can kind of use camera and it's a new program and you can kind of scan the person and it has a way of like recognizing a stroke as well. Um, so that's kind of cool. The more you know,
Okay.
we're just doing health stuff today.
Yeah, But yeah, speaking of health, like leisure activities such as going to cons like the Indie Comic Con, can help but notice, Nathan, that you made a new celebrity friend over there.
Yeah, so we got a run at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Um, and I remembered that Nicolas Cage was going to be at Comic-Con. So um, I didn't go back to sleep. And I was like, well, I'm just going to see if you can still meet Nicolas Cage on Sunday. And I saw that there was still availability. So I went ahead and did that. And I reached out to Dylan, and he said that he'd be down to go meet Nicolas Cage. So we went down there. We met Nicolas Cage. We met Ric Flair. I was a little apprehensive about meeting him because the stories that I've heard, but he was nice. You just got to talk to him for a little bit, and he opens up a little bit. So um, he was super nice. We met some other people and got some pictures. Eli was really excited to meet a couple different robots. He met R2D2 and C3PO, and we asked him what his favorite thing was. And I wish I would have taken a video of it, but I didn't. When we were in line to meet Nicolas Cage, he saw someone cosplaying as Rosalina and Princess Peach, and he's a big Mario fan, so he like noticed it immediately and said he wanted to go say hi. Well, we were in line, so I said, "You can go say hi," because I could see them. They were just in a line like literally right across from us. And so he went over there and talked to them. So when I asked him what his favorite thing at the convention was, he said meeting Princess Peach and other Princess Peach. So so I wish I would have had a
Nice.
video because it was really cute. He like walked over there and they were just he like I don't know what he said because I didn't go with him, but we just kind of watched the interaction and stuff, and it kind of gave him the confidence to walk up to some other cosplayers and say hi to him. Like he said a hi to a couple Mandalorians, he said hi to a couple people from Five Nights at Freddy's and just all that kind of stuff. So he was kind of breaking out of his shell and meeting new people, and that was fun. And I had an eye on him the entire time. I didn't let him just randomly roam and meet people, but
Yeah,
he
you
had a
have to
good time.
keep an yeah, you have to keep an eye on the kids near those Five Nights at Freddy's
Yeah,
characters. Not the best track record.
exactly. No, no. So,
Yeah,
how was your
and
time there?
oh, I had an absolute blast. I went with my wife and my father-in-law. It was my father-in-law's first time going there, so he got to enjoy it and like first time being around people with in cosplays and stuff like that. And we explained like original characters. Not everyone is from something, and it's just kind of like it's cool to let someone with fresh eyes in on our hyperfixations. Also, I got to meet one of my favorite magic artists of the he did the Kaldheim art for Kusama, God of the Voyage, and the more important half of the card, the Omen Keel, and that is
Mm.
Andy Brace, and he signed. I got artist proof signed of the Omen Keel, so
Oh, that's
the
awesome.
the boat that does work. Yeah.
Yes. That's awesome.
Also,
Mhm.
I have his, and then I also have the uh, Indomitable. Uh,
Ooh,
uh,
nice.
so I'm slowly getting all of my boats switched into the uh, uh, artist proof forms. So and
Nice.
I don't have to worry about the thing with the Omen kill because I only ever cast the Omen kill side. So
Nice. Yeah. You'll have to take a picture of it and send it and we'll put it in here. We'll put a scan
yeah,
of it in here. Yeah.
and also he is friends with Richard Luong, who's another one of my favorite magic artists who also did a lot of work on the Cowtime set, and it was cool to talk to him. It's like, oh, I love what you and uh, like you and Richard Luong and Miracola did with like all the Cowtime arts, and then he was like, oh, me and Richard are actually like good friends IRL, so it's cool to see like the artist
Yeah.
community do that.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And speaking of having friends and combating loneliness, it is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And before we get into our deck build, we've never had a disclaimer before, but I do just want to say that we have some fun and we have some like good goofs during this build. Nathan and I did. At no point do we ever condone bullying, and we take mental health very seriously. And we'll go into a full segment of men's mental health awareness after the build, but we just want to say this is all for Goose, and we do not condone bullying, and none of this build is making fun of victims of bullying.
All
With that
right.
being said, let's dive in.
All right. Here we go.
I knew it was Mr. Negative.
Yeah, so we
I
have
knew it.
negativity, the deck. Hurt people, hurt people. So the idea behind this deck, like Mr. Negative, for five white and a black. When he enters, you can exchange life totals with an opponent, and then if you lose life this way, you draw that many cards. But Nathan and I, we saw this and we were like, we love this card, but we got to take it a more creative direction. Like
Hmm.
we want to do something fun with this that no one else has done. So we made the most negative Mr. Negative deck ever. Every card in this deck depicts a bully or an insult, and ultimately rude things that you can do to your opponents.
Yep.
So it's just the most negative deck possible. So, and then as we read the creatures, you can decide for yourself if it's the bully or an insult that would be funny to a funny insult. So
Yeah. And let us know if you've ever been called one of these things too.
yeah,
So
yeah.
there we go.
So, talk to your camp counselor if you've ever been called a vile boggart, who is a 1/1 goblin assassin. When this creature dies, up to one target creature gets a -1/-1 counter. If you've ever been called a burdened stoneback, one in a white giant warrior, this creature enters with two -1/-1 counters, and you can pay one in a white, remove a counter from this creature, and then target creature gains indestructible till end of turn, activate only as a sorcery.
The other thing is some of these things are like feelings that you can have as well, like just going through the day, going through life, going through work, dealing with things. So like, you can feel burdened every single day and with everything that you have to juggle and everything that you're going through. So that's another thing that we've gone through is different feelings that you could have that may be a little negative or things like that. Just kind of, on that mental health awareness month kind of thing. Yeah, Keith.
Also looks like it will have a negative impact on your wallet.
Uh, just one card. If we remove
Ah,
one card, this deck will be $1,300 cheaper or
Oh my
$1,200
God.
cheaper. So we
Okay.
may remove it here in a little bit.
Yeah, I actually don't know what card did that, so I'm excited for you to reveal that down the road. So it's a little treat for
Sam
me.
may know exactly what it is.
Okay, but we got the informed Inkrite, so this is going to be represent one of our bullies, essentially the Silver Quill people with their cruel quips are our stand-in for the bullies of the deck. And he is a 2/2 vigilance for 1 and a white human wizard. Repartee, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, create a 1/1 black inkling, white and black inkling with flying. Then they have the Leonin Arbiter, 1 and a white. Players can't search the libraries. Any player may pay 2 for that player to ignore this effect until end of turn. Yeah, he just kind of looks smug, and then
And some of these are the flavor text that are in them as well. So his flavor text says, "Our people are torn by infighting. Until the two sides reconcile, our laws can carry no meaning." So there's that kind of side of it too.
mhm. Th- then we have ourselves the Plague Heaver,
Bearer.
Plague Bearer. Oh my
It's
God.
kind of hard to read.
Yeah, that font is that H. It looks okay. V is an H. No, the right. Yeah. Ugh, my eyes. Plague Bearer. I am not a good card reader, but this is a Plague Bearer. 1 and a black. Uh, double X, so that have whatever X is. Destroy target non-black creature with total casting cost equal to X. Yeah. Then we have the Quill Blade Laureate, 1 and a white, double strike, and enters prepared. And then you can cast the prepared spell to give it another to give a target creature +1/+0 and double strike until end of turn. Then we have the Scolding Administrator. 1 white, 1 black. You get yourself a dwarf cleric with repartee. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell that targets a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. When this creature dies, if it had counters on it, put those counters on up to 1 target creature. It also has menace.
I worked with this exact person when I worked at Kmart. Same creature type and everything. You want me to read this
Yeah.
next row?
Sure.
All right. Aetheros, God of Passage, for 1, a white and a black, is a 5/4 god with indestructible. As long as your devotion to white and black is less than 7, Aetheros isn't a creature. Whenever another creature you own dies, return it to your hand unless opponent pays 3 life. The Flock Imposter for 2 and a white is a 2/2 shapeshifter with changeling, so that means it's every creature type. Has flash, flying. When this creature enters, return up to 1 other target creature you control, so it's on the owner's hand. Just being the imposter, just trying to fit in, be like everybody else. Monastery Mentor, 2 and a white is a 2/2 human monk. Has prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 white monk creature token with prowess. Speak little, do much. Rehearsed Debater, 2 and a white, 3/3 Jin Bard with Vigilance, Repartee. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Of course, I talk to myself. Who wouldn't want to hear me speak? Wretched Wretch, 2 and a black, 4/2 Goblin. When this creature dies, if it had a -1/-1 counter on it, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control, and it loses all abilities. Told you I taste terrible. Snooping Page, 1, a white and a black, is a 2/3 human cleric with repartee. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, this creature can't be blocked this turn. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card and lose 1 life. Wall of Blood for 2 and a black is a 0/2 wall. Walls can't attack, so you can pay 1 life. Wall of Blood gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Blood is thicker than mortar. So you're back up, Josh. Popcorn.
Okay. I'll let you read my favorite cards, and I'll take it over after that one.
Okay, yeah, this is one of my favorite cards of all time. It is Warren Soul Trader for 2 and a black is a 3/3 zombie goblin wizard with pay 1 life, sacrifice another creature, create a treasure token. The living take their souls for granted. The dead know what they're worth.
Okay, then we have Champion of the Weird. As an additional cost to cast this spell, behold a goblin and exile it. You can pay a life and blight 2, and target opponent blights 2, activate only as a sorcery. Then whenever this creature leaves the battlefield, return the exiled card to its owner's hand. Uh, then we have the uh,
Consolators, duelist.
Consolator's Duelist. I was like, is there a fancy like French pronunciation of that, or not concilier or whatever? Conciliator's Duelist. 2 white, 2 black. You get yourself a core warlock, and when this creature enters, draw a card. Each player loses a life. And then whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, exile up to 1 target creature. Return that creature to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So it's a good way to flicker our commander. Then we have Defiler of Flesh. It's a Phyrexian horror for 2 and a black. Has menace and as additional cost to cast it. To cast. Sorry, oh my god. As an additional cost to cast black permanent spells, you may pay 2 life. Those spells cost 2. Oh, so it gives them a Phyrexian mana essentially to
Yeah. Yeah.
turns like one of the black pips into a Phyrexian, so you can choose to pay 2 life instead of paying the pip. Sorry, I was having a hard time like saying what are you doing? Okay, no, it just turns one of the black mana into Phyrexian, so you can pay 2 life instead of paying it. And then whenever you cast a black permanent spell, target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains menace until end of turn. Okay, we got Silver Quill the Disputant. 2 a white and a black. And you get yourself an Elder Dragon with Flying Vigilance. Each instant and sorcery spell you cast has casualty 1. So that means you get to copy it if you sacrifice a creature.
This next one is a name that someone may have been called at one point. Let us know.
Yep. A Sloppity Bile Piper, which is the funniest name I think I've ever read on a Magic card. So that's why that made the list. And then for 2, you can tap sacrifice a creature. The next creature you spell this turn has Cascade. And also, whenever your commander costs as much as ours, it's a pretty fun setup to set up another big spell immediately after. Then we have the Witch Hunter. So very very much a persecuting presence, and then you can tap it to deal 1 damage to target player, or you can pay 1 and 2 white, return target creature and opponent controls to its owner's hand. So a repeatable bounce effect on a white creature is kind of wild. Some of those old cards can break a pile like that. Then we have the Bloodthirsty Conqueror. Flying, death touch, and then whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. It's just good synergy with our commander. We do have some cards in here just to oil it, make sure our machine works. So, though,
Yeah, just making sure that the deck isn't just straight up nothingness, because we still want to bring a deck to the table that can win or at least move along. But
yeah. So we have the Ogre Slumlord, 3 and 2 black. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you create a 1/1 black rat, and then rats you control have death touch. We have ourselves the the Face Stealer, 4 and 2 black. It enters, you exile up to 1 target creature, and then whenever another non-token creature dies, you may exile it, and you can pay a life, and you choose a card exiled with Co. Co has all the activated and triggered abilities of the last card chosen. Then Elder Brain, 5 and 2 black. You have a horror with menace, and whenever it attacks a player, exile all cards from that player's hand. Then they draw that many cards. You may pay lands and cast spells among the exiled cards for as long as they remain exiled. And if you cast a spell this way, you may spend mana as though as any color to cast a spell. Okay, right on.
All right, so here are sorceries. So we've got 7 of them. We've got Anti-Sentence for 1 and a black. Says choose one. Target opponent reveals their hand. You could choose a non-land permanent card from it. That player discards that card. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. Castigate costs a white and a black. It's a sorcery that says target opponent reveals his or her hand. Choose a non-land card from it. Remove that card from the game. Social Snub for 1, a white and a black is the ultimate bully card. Says when you cast this spell while you control a creature, you may copy this spell. Each player sacrifices a creature of their choice. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Sorry, this seat's taken. Toxic Deluge for 2 and a black. As an additional cost to cast a spell, pay X life. All creatures get -X until end of turn. Crippling Fear for 2 and 2 black. Choose a creature type. Creatures that aren't of the chosen type get -3/-3 until end of turn. Render Speechless, 2, a white and a black. Is a sorcery that says target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target creature. The Wrath of God, the ultimate bully, sometimes. For 2 and 2 white, it's a sorcery that says destroy all creatures, they can't be regenerated. And we'll get into our instance.
For instance, we have Cool of the Week. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature. You add 4 black to your mana pool. We have Ephemerate. Exile target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. It has rebound. Then Lash of Malice. Target creature gets +2/-2 and still until end of turn. Tragic Slip. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. But wait, there's more. Morbid. That creature gets -13/-13 instead if a creature died this turn. We have Diabolic Edict, 1 in a black. Target player sacrifices a creature. We have Disenchant, destroy target artifact or enchantment. We have Fracture, destroy target artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker. We have Harsh Annotation, 1 in a white. Destroy target creature, its controller creates a 1/1 black and white inkling creature token with flying. Keep Out deals 4 damage to target tapped creature, or it can destroy target enchantment. Silver Quill Charm, choose 1, put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. Exile target creature with power 2 or less, or each opponent loses 3 life and you gain 3 life. Vanishing Verse, 1 in a black. Exile target monocolored permanent. Cower in Fear, 1 and 2 black. Creatures your opponents control get -1/-1 till end of turn. And Crypt Incursion. Exile all creature cards from target player's graveyard. You gain 3 life for each. Is it creature exiled that way? Or each card exiled that way? Even better.
That way. Yep.
Even better.
All right, we only have 1 artifact right now, and it's the Weak Stone for 4. All attacking creatures lose -1/-0. Creatures with power less than 1 deal no damage. Just creepy dog. All right, here you go, Sam.
Yep.
Enchantments. We've got 10 of them. The first one is Bitter Blossom for 1 and a black. It's a tribal enchantment for fairies. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life and create a 1/1 black fairy rogue creature token with flying. A Blood Funnel. If you've ever been called that, I'm sorry. 1 and a black. Non-creature spells you play cost 2 less to play. Whenever you play a non-creature spell, counter that spell unless you sacrifice a creature. Chains of Mephistopheles. 1 in a black. Costs $1,183.06, so we could cut it if we'd like.
So
every
that's a
time a
good
player
card.
every time a player draws a card, that player must first discard a card from his or her hand. If there are no cards in the player's hand, take top card from library and place it in the graveyard instead of drawing. This enchantment does not apply to the first card drawn by a player during the draw phase. Cover of Darkness, 1 and a black. As Cover of Darkness enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures of the chosen type have fear. That means they can't be blocked except by artifact creatures and or black creatures. Fear. For 2 black, enchanted creature has fear. Bottomless Pit. I've been called that a couple times. For 1 and 2 black, it's an enchantment that says during each player's upkeep, that player discards a card at random. Parallax Wave, 2 and 2 white, has fading 5. Remove a fade counter from Parallax Wave. Remove target creature from the game. When Parallax Wave leaves play, each player returns to play all cards he or she owns removed from the game with Parallax Wave. Are you okay if I finish this one off?
Yeah, for sure.
Josh? Okay.
Yeah.
Festering Evil, 3 and 2 black. At the beginning of your upkeep, Festering Evil deals 1 damage to each creature and each player. You can pay 2 black, sacrifice Festering Evil. It deals 3 damage to each creature and each player. Glasswing Grace is for 3 and 2 white or black. It's up to you. You choose. It says enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has flying and lifelink. But if you flip it over, it's Age Grace Chapel. It's a land that enters tapped. You can tap it to add a white or a black. And then Intimidation for 2 and 3 black. It's an enchantment that says creatures you control can't be blocked except by artifact creatures and black creatures. And then our lands, Josh.
Okay. We have a dual modal land, which is Blight Climb Pathway. It can either enter as a land that taps for white or a land that taps for black. We have the Caves of Koilos. It can tap for colorless, or it can damage you to tap for either of our colors. We have Concealed Courtyard. It enters tapped unless you control 2 or fewer other lands.
Sorry about that.
Then we have Farid Heath. It can tap for colorless, or you can pay a white or a black to produce 2 white, a white and a black, or 2 black. So it's a good filter land. We have Godless Shrine, which enters tapped if you pay 2 life, and it taps for both of our colors. And then we have the Isolated Chapel. Enters tapped unless you control a plains or a swamp. We have 13 plains and 13 swamps. We have Shattered Sanctum. Enters tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands. And then lastly, we have the Vault of Champions. Enters tapped unless you have 2 or more opponents. Taps for both of our colors.
There we go.
Yeah, so then what Nathan and I need help for with this deck build, maybe more ways to bounce our commander and use those ETBs, maybe some more Orzhov payoff and value. Or if you just see a name that sounds like a silly insult, just go ahead and windmill slam that into our deck list as well.
Frankenstein's monster.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Flank, Frankenbeans.
Ooh.
I don't think I've seen this. It's got to be old.
Yeah, it's X2 black. You exile X target creature cards in your graveyard. And for each creature that you exiled, you get to put on either +2/+0 counter, a +1/+1, or a +0/+2
Oh,
counter.
jeez.
Nice.
I've got Scheming Silvertongue. Creature, 1 and a black, flying lifelink at the beginning of your second main phase. If you gain 2 or more life this turn, this creature becomes prepared and also has the sorcery Sign in Blood for 2 black. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life.
Nice.
You want something that fits the theme, you should do Lich's Mirror.
Okay.
So like someone who thinks that they're terrible looking at themselves in the mirror, seeing something different.
Yeah, exactly. I like it. That fits our theme for sure.
If you would lose the
So-
game, instead, shuffle your hand, your graveyard, and everything that you own into a library, draw 7 cards, and your life total becomes 20.
That's perfect.
You said extra
Don't do that,
ETBs
please.
/ like bounce.
Yes.
What else?
And then just other cards that kind of fit into the theme of negativity towards your mental health. Or there's some of these cards in here actually are like positivity, and then also just cards that work well with our commander. So
Okay. Do you think another sort of like interaction / it's not quite a wipe would fit?
we could.
Sure.
This one, it's called Sudden Spoiling. It's 1 and 2 black. Instant split second. Creatures target player controls become 0/2 and lose all abilities till end of turn. It's like I didn't know how to describe it because it doesn't actually kill anything. But
No, but it sets it up for it.
and then I'll look for a suitable Conjurer's Closet.
I mean, Conjurer's Closet is just good.
An artifact.
Yeah, I mean, it's an artifact that's good for our commander and also resets a lot of our prepared creatures. So might not be a bad one. Just doing the old tried and true.
Teleportation Circle is the same thing, but it's a white enchantment for 1 less mana. Either or.
I think, or actually, redundancy probably doesn't hurt with this because I think we have some other ETBs that we can be using.
Okay, Conjurer's Closet and or Teleportation Circle. And then I'm going to see what else we've got in black-white.
Yeah, teleportation circle for 3 and a white. Enchantment at the beginning of your end step, exile up to 1 target artifact or creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. Please put that
Ooh.
back, Eli. Are you going to show them? Okay, Eli has something that he wants to show you guys real fast.
No. Wow.
Is that Nick
It's the
Cage?
picture.
Yeah, it's us with Nicolas Cage.
Wow.
So he got to meet
So
Mr.
cool.
Cage. And what did you
He
tell
can't
him?
hear
What
us.
did you tell Mr. Cage? What did you tell him? Do you remember?
He's big though.
He told him
What?
from Spider Noir. He said, "That's a used pickle." That's he thought that was so funny when it happened in the show. You need to go see Mommy real quick. I think you might have made a surprise. Go talk to Mommy real fast.
Okay, Keith.
I'm gonna whisper
All right,
this
got a
real
cool
quick
one?
so Victoria can't hear me. I think he pooped his pants. Go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Another bounce. It's called Eerie Interlude. 2 and a white. Instant. Exile any number of target creatures you control. Return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control at the beginning of the next step. And that is an insult, I believe. If you interjected and it didn't go so well.
Yeah.
Got a creature we could add to it.
What's
Shoot.
that?
The Fallen.
The Fallen.
Next to the Witch
Where did
Hunter.
it go? Oh, there we go. The Fallen for 1 and 3 black. During your upkeep, the Fallen deals 1 damage to each opponent it has previously damaged. It's a 2/3.
That's a good theme for a bully.
Yeah.
Nathan or Josh, did you have any you wanted to like sneak in or?
I want to put.
the-
I'm thinking of one, but what were you gonna say, Josh?
I'll let you do yours, and then I have a pitch for you.
Okay.
I have an interesting card also, but go ahead.
Okay.
I've never seen this card used.
Just another.
Oh,
Gary.
Yeah, I was gonna put Gary in here just because he's carrying the weight of what he's carrying. For 3 and 2 black, Gary's a 2/4 zombie. When Grey Merchant of Asphodel enters the battlefield, each opponent lose X life. Where X is your devotion to black, you gain life equal to the life lost this way. We've got a couple of things that if we gain life, we can hurt our opponents. So
Okay. Then
That's a good bit.
what was Keith's?
You can add it to look at it and we can, vote. It's Lunar Convocation, black white enchantment at the beginning of your end step. If you gained life this turn, each opponent loses 1 life. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained and lost life this turn, create a 1/1 black bat creature token with flying, and it has 1 and a black. Pay 2 life. Draw a card.
Oh, I
Okay.
like that. Then I have one more pitch, and then how about Enos Debate Moderator?
how do you spell Enos?
ENNIS.
All right, that's not what I was thinking, but okay.
Yeah. What were you thinking?
Just ENIS.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so
Let's just
third from
Enos.
so on the top, yep. So 1 and a white gets you a human cleric. Whenever it enters, exile up to 1 other target creature you control, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. And then also at the beginning of your end step, if one or more cards were put into exile this turn, you put a +1/+1 counter on Enos.
I have another
Billable
card I'd like to
Enos.
add.
Okay, shoot.
Veto.
On to the Dusk Rose.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be this fancy one though. That's too crazy. Ooh, I like that one.
I'd like to honorary mention Solemn Simulacrum.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's actually pretty on
We
brand
could
too.
we could move some of these cards to our like we did with our other one, the
Yeah.
considering.
Yeah, just put them in that. Yeah,
So
that's not a bad idea.
Veto for 2 and a black is a 1/3 vampire cleric. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. You pay 3 and 2 black. Creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn. So
Pairs well with the commanders, like
Yeah.
perfectly.
how do you spell solemn?
EMN.
There we go.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. For 4.
Now you got to pick one of the extra sad arts.
Yeah. Let's see.
Not sad enough. I like that one. There's a couple other ones though.
The 2/2 Golem. When this creature enters, you may search your library for a basic land card. Put that card on the battlefield. Tap, then shuffle. When this creature dies, you may draw a card. All right, so we need to pick 4 cards to put into our considering. Yeah, Josh.
What if we move Chains of Mesothelioma to considering just to drop the price down?
That's a good idea.
What?
Look at that. Now we're at $300.
Show me the money.
All right. We need to move 3 more.
Okay, it go up to the goblins. There was the one that was a kind of I threw in as an insult name, which was the champion of the weird. But I don't know if we have it's
This one.
I don't know if yeah, I don't know if we have
Sloppity?
enough
Oh.
I don't know if we have enough goblins for it to land all the
behold
time.
a goblin.
Yeah, so I would move that one just because it as good of an insult as it is, I think it needs to move to the sideboard.
Okay. All right. We need 2 more.
Um,
Let's see. I really like this, but I don't know.
yeah.
Mhm.
I don't really know if it really does much. Are you okay if that one goes to considering the weak
yeah,
stone?
for sure. Weakstone can
Okay.
go to the considering.
I mean, it's a cool pull, but
It's definitely a cool card. I just don't know.
if it's
jeez.
yeah, it's gonna be doing what we want.
One of the creepiest little doggies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
One more.
Maybe just the so going to our enchantments.
Yep.
Doggo.
It's still
The
there.
so what is the cover of darkness?
Cover of Darkness. You choose a creature type, and then the creatures of the chosen type have fear.
Okay, then maybe we get rid of like fear is like good on theme and stuff like that, but then it for the same price we hit multiple creatures with cover of darkness.
All right.
So yeah.
True.
All right. We are at 100. So let's go through. We'll deal some hands real fast. I always forget to do that sometimes. Deal another hand.
Good,
Deal another
good,
hand.
good. Nah.
Deal another
Good.
hand. Deal another hand.
Great.
Yeah.
Nice.
Great.
Looking good.
Curving
Looking
out
good.
all right.
Yep. All right.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah, bro. All right. So bracket, we are bracket 2.
Where all the fun happens.
And then what do we have here for themes?
I mean it's life gain a little bit. That might be the
There's some aristocrat stuff going on.
yeah, I guess yeah, there's some aristocrats. There's sacrificing. Good call.
A little bit of combo stuff going on too.
A little control. Oh, actually, a
There is
decent amount of
death
control.
and taxes. You have a couple cards that does taxes. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's true.
Uh,
some discard.
Mm,
No extra turns.
might not be anything else till we get to Orzhov.
I would say it's jank.
Oh yeah, it's
Okay.
definitely.
You
Yeah,
got a lot of weird stuff going on.
life
Okay.
gain.
Life game.
Yep.
All
Orzhov.
right, let's go.
Yep.
All right, there
Nice,
we go.
nice, nice.
All right, so we went ahead and we added the themes of casual, budget, aristocrats, combo, control, death and taxes, discard, jank, life
Please.
gain, Orzhov, and webcam friendly. Go ahead and stop the share. What do you guys think of that deck? I think it was a good one. It's another one that I feel like I would definitely build myself for sure
Yeah, another
and
cool
have fun
themey
playing
deck.
with it.
I'd
Yeah.
like to try it out.
Yeah, I think whenever Nathan and I were coming up with a way to put a new spin on Mr. Negative, I like where we landed. And it was I do appreciate Nathan making the deck actually function because I was going full like theme and bracket one. He's like, Josh, this deck still needs to work. Let's like throw in something to make
Yeah.
the engine
I
function.
yeah, I was like, I really want to be able to play this deck and not just have like a deck in a box that I show up with and be like, hey, look at all these cards, and then I'm gonna play this other
Haha.
deck. Like
It's like, take this, you sloppity bile piper,
yeah,
and I take 21 commander damage to the face and lose.
and I'm dead.
Yeah, so insults with nothing to back it up is not a smart idea. So yeah, so I appreciate Nathan for actually making the deck function. So
Yeah.
Wow.
It's definitely a good
Live
time.
it.
then also I extra appreciate you guys for helping the deck function even better, and then also having some really good like on brand picks. I like the Fallen and like the flavor of that as well. So
Um,
that was well, yeah.
oh yeah, on Scryfall Tagger, I was searching sad, crying,
Yeah.
trying to find picks to put in there.
Yeah, then yeah, then us definitely happy with where we landed with that. I do just want to go ahead and just take some time, and then if anyone has anything else I want to add into, but I wanted to shout out Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I to share a personal anecdote. I kind of did my not kind of I did my own mental health journey like last year. I was struggling like with work and focusing and staying on task and doing tasks that needed to be completed down the road, but didn't need to be completed immediately. And I wasn't performing the way I wanted to perform. And I felt embarrassed to not meet my expectations. And there's a lot of like guilt, and there's a lot, you can definitely have a lot of negative self-talk. I went to my primary care and I got a referral to behavioral health, and I went to that and they were able to diagnose me with ADHD, and then kind of like knowing's part of the battle. So then I got to research the condition a lot more and find like coping skills and like with therapy. And for me, I actually went and I do have like medication for it now that helps me focus. But if it's like medication or just therapy, something to help you lock in. So that's something I did in the last year, and I feel a lot better for it. And I'm glad that I ripped off the band-aid and showed the vulnerability to do that. And so other people with mental health conditions, mine wasn't as potentially lethal
Mhm.
as some of the other conditions that men in particularly struggle with a loneliness epidemic and just the general higher rate of successful suicide that men are at risk for. So there's some like really important resources such as 988, which is the suicide and crisis prevention hotline. That is a 24-hour service available for anyone struck with mental health struggles. And then also some some like good places to find information for Men's Mental Health Month and Awareness Month is the um, the Heads Up Guys. That is a movement spreading awareness for men's mental health awareness, and then also the National Alliance on Mental Health and the National Association for Free and Charitable Clinics. So these are all good places to find more information and just talk. Don't be if you're struggling with something, don't be quiet about it. It can be scary, but the brain's like any other organ. It can get sick too. This like you speaking helps combat the stigma of mental health. So we appreciate all of you for listening, and you mean the world to us. And take care of yourselves out there.
Yeah, and luckily, we live in a state where one of our professional sports teams is big into kicking the stigma and started a campaign called Kicking the Stigma. And it's all about men's mental health and that kind of thing. So the Indianapolis Colts are big onto it. I also want to shout out the hashtag Better Days MTG. So that is Hobbs Q and Tron is Bad. They started that back in the day, just talking about mental health, checking in on everybody. How's everybody doing? Just seeing, it's not always brightness that you see. And people often forget that social media is like a highlight reel. You don't really see the negative side of things unless sometimes people feel like you only post it to, kind of, hey, look at me, that kind of thing. But yeah, like Josh was saying, don't be afraid to talk about things. Go to people. There's plenty of resources out there to reach out to, um, and don't be afraid to check in on your friends either. You never know when that one text of "Hey, how you doing? What's up?" Might really change their life and keep them here. I've seen a lot of it firsthand of people who could have really used that, and it didn't work out for them. So please make sure to check in on your friends and talk to them. Keep them here because everybody's got people that care about them, no matter if they think they do or not. And yeah, if you're, first responder, anybody, when you have those kind of calls, just make sure to kind of, decompress with, your crew or reach out and see who can help you. I know that a lot of, the IAFF has those resources that you can reach out to. There's a whole behavioral health clinic that you can go to. And it's not just for, people that have drinking issues. It's people that have mental health and need to go and get that help and that kind of thing. There's a lot of resources out there. So if you can't find those resources, you can reach out to us too, and we can help point you in those directions as well and get you the help that you need. So if you feel like you're lost and you need somebody to talk to, feel free to reach out to us on social media and we will help you get that help as well. So we'd love to be able to keep you here because you're important. So.
Yep, you're always everyone is always worth investing in themselves. So investing in your mental health, it's one of the best things you can invest in because you're with your brain 24/7. So,
Yep, absolutely. And the hard thing is your brain is one of those things that does not shut off. So sometimes you need a little bit of help getting that fixed. And like we said, we don't want to keep harping on it, but there's plenty of ways that we can get you that help. So, yep. Go ahead, Josh.
yep. And then ultimately, again, like the 24-hour, like if you are need an immediate service, of course, 988 or 911, like immediate, if you're in immediate danger to yourself or others, please, like those are the 24-hour fastest routes to getting help. That's just a little disclaimer that the other resources we said absolutely worth like looking into. But yeah,
Mhm.
at the end of the day, we it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and checking in on yourself, checking in on your friends, it's very important, and combating like the isolation, making sure you're keeping people involved with society because society is nothing without people, and we're all people.
Yep.
Then, but yeah. So I appreciate everyone sticking with us for the more heavy topic on this episode. And next week we're gonna kind of dive more back into like our more silly focus. Like gonna do a dive into the Marvel releases and stuff like that. So go back to form. And with going back to form, what's gonna be the next deck build on the deck?
On deck, we have four colored decks. So we're just gonna each of us get to do a 4-color deck. So Sam, you're gonna be up next. You have white, blue, black, red. So Woober is what you've got, Sam.
So no green for that guy.
No greens, buddy.
Yeah. The only green you'll have is with envy.
Exactly.
No, I'm sure you'll actually make a pretty nasty deck of that.
It's
All you
gonna
have
be-
is
it's
the
gonna be gross.
strongest artifact and control colors. How will you ever live?
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, I'm sure. I can't wait to see the nasty thing Sam comes up with. So that'll be next episode. With that, is there anything else anyone wanted to add before we resolve this episode? Does this episode resolve?
No, I think this episode resolves. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
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 Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Hexproof from Ward. If you liked what you heard, you can continue to listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube. You can give us a follow on Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky. We'll see you next week.